What's going on, swim fans? In today's video, we are analyzing the greatest swimmer of all time, Michael Phelps' freestyle technique. I've got the iPad with me. We're gonna go through the stroke and analyze his technique at a few different angles, both above and below the water. We're also gonna share a few different drills that Michael is doing, and we're gonna see if we can learn from that so we can apply it to our own technique. Now, if you're new to My Swim Pro, welcome. We share the latest and greatest to help you improve your performance and health both in and out of the water. So if you're new, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and let me know in the comments what you think of Michael Phelps' stroke, and let's begin. We have the first shot here is a very easy, kind of almost lazy looking freestyle stroke by Michael. And we're actually gonna go backwards a little bit, and we're gonna break this down in slow motion. As you can see, his body posture is really, really good, meaning his body position's high in the water. He's reducing the amount of resistance that he has. We're gonna go ahead and draw a line that sort of goes through, oh, that's not a good line. We're gonna draw a mid-line through his body. His eyes are looking relatively down. He's already engaged in a nice early vertical forearm so we can pull the water behind him. He's fantastic at that. But right now I really wanna focus on where his head position is and how that extends through the rest of his body. Because if your eyes are looking forward, then your legs are gonna sink. But because his eyes are looking down, his hips are up. Let's go ahead and clear some of that out and take a look at his stroke. Now, what I mentioned is lazy here, and I think this was just for a video shoot, which is why his eyes are probably looking a little bit too forward than they should be. He should be looking a little bit more down. But if you look at where his hand is, right, the body line is right there, and when you stick your fingertips into the water, you actually want your fingertips to kind of extend on that same line of the shoulder. So that's really where his arm should be. If you notice right now, his arm is kind of just floating, and he hasn't initiated the early vertical forearm yet, meaning he hasn't started to drop his fingertips to the bottom of the pool, trying to engage and catch that water. And the reason why you want to get your arm where that red line is, because that is the most efficient way to move, right? You're trying to minimize resistance and be like a torpedo. So if your arm is just floating and kind of dragging in front like that, it's not really going to be good. Again, I think this is because it was for a video shoot and he was kind of just swimming a little bit relaxed. If you can see right there, yeah, just kind of floating through. Now we're going to see his race footage in real speed, and that's going to look a little bit more sharp. This shot, forward looking, is really amplifying his high elbow catch. I mean, look at this. This is like textbook level swimming right now. The elbow is always above the hand. And that's really important both above and below the water on the recovery phase, which is what you see right here, as well as below the surface, because that means you're setting up your fingertips to engage in the water right in front of the shoulders. And if you look at his body line, if we draw that line right down the middle of his body, and we just watch that, he's entering the water right in front of his shoulder. That's amazing. That is what we aspire to do. About 12 to 18 inches, fingertips, middle finger hitting the water first, and we're gonna slide into the water very gracefully like that. Good head position in this forward-looking shot. There it is in real speed. Elbows are high. Elbow is always above the hand. And you can see it underneath the water. Even if you ignore that lazy kind of drooping hand, he is really initiating that early vertical forearm very, very well. Let's go ahead and pause it when he starts to initiate the pull. There it is. So you can see from the shoulder to the elbow, right? You don't want to have a straight arm because that means you're basically just pushing the water down. Instead, you want to be pulling the water behind you. That is why you drop your fingertips to the bottom of the pool. So that way you really have a plane of motion so you can pull backwards. Let's watch that in slow motion. Yeah, good head position. He has great body posture, 6-beat kick, meaning he has 3 kicks for every 1 arm stroke. Now here's race footage. This is in real speed. You can see his arms are maintaining their high position. Let's go ahead and destroying the world record line. What's new? So I'm gonna go ahead and pause it. And as you can see, if we got the body line, right, his arm is on that same line, meaning he hasn't really kind of gone lazy and kind of drooped his arm down like we saw in that earlier footage, right? This is a race, I forget which one specifically, but he's clearly moving very fast. And what you want to do is you want to set up that arm so that way you can get that early vertical forearm and pull. So I'm going to clear the screen and play this in slow motion for you. And you can really see that high elbow position. It looks like he has a little bit of an up and down. He's kind of like a gallop, and that's because he breathes on one side. Now that up and down is actually not a good thing. So I often tell swimmers who are training for anything basically above 100 where you breathe breathe, pretty much every 2 strokes. Having a rhythm is actually good, but you don't want to do that at the expense of going up and down. So Michael does have a little bit of an up and down. Remember that body line that you want to maintain? And he's going up and down. The head is kind of bobbing up and down, up and down, up and down every single 2 strokes. Now, of course, he's the best swimmer in the world right here. It's nothing too crazy, but it does end up hurting you because let me pause that right here. You don't want to have an up and down because what goes up must come down. And so for every centimeter you're going up, you're going to end up coming down. And that is why that is slower. So if you can have a good rhythm and sort of that gallop timing, but you're not going up and down as much, that is the ideal scenario. I'm going to clear the screen. Now I believe we have another race shot. Let's watch it. This is in the freestyle relay. I believe Caleb Dressel just swam in. Michael is diving, great underwater dolphin kick. If you haven't seen the analysis I did on his butterfly, make sure you check that one out, linked in the description below. There's Michael right there. That's Michael Phelps. Good head position, looking down. There he is right there. Look at that underwater. Woo! Look at that underwater. That is what Michael Phelps is known for, destroying people in the 400 IM. Let's watch it again here in slow motion. Keep an eye on that streamline. Swimmer in the lane next to him is up and Michael is underwater. Let's go ahead and just watch that again. It's just a work of art. Here we go. Here's the underwater. All right, so there's a stroke. Keep an eye on Michael right there. The swimmer in the lane next to him pops out clearly, after like 6 or 7 meters, and Michael just stays in there. Look at this guy. He pops out of the water, and Michael is still underneath the water. That's insane. And the idea is you want to maintain speed. You're like a torpedo coming off the wall. Here he is doing a drill. Now let's get kind of beyond that. Now this drill is where you actually take an arm stroke, and your opposite arm is extended, and you touch your fingertips just past your elbow, and then you reverse. Let's watch it in slow motion. There it is, touch just past the elbow, and then take a full stroke. This is really working on balance. There it is. You really got to kick or else you're going to sink like a rock. Great drill, working on stability. There it is a little bit faster. You're trying to maintain that body line, keep that arm extended. Remember that 45 degree. Here's a great dry land activity. So if you notice, he's working on core stability. You can do this with TRX band suspension cables. We have a lot of these in different YouTube videos as well as the MySwimPro app, which you should definitely check out. Let's watch it in slow motion. Working on stability, right? Let's go ahead and go back to that, right? What is he doing? So if you notice, one arm is extended right here and the other arm is back. What does that look like? It looks like the freestyle position, right? You want to maintain a neutral head position, eyes are looking down, and then if he were swimming, this is where that early vertical forearm would come, and that's how you would pull the water behind you. But the idea here is focusing on the core stability, right? That core stability is everything, and that's something that you can really focus on outside of the water that'll amplify your impact in the water as well. And here we go, doing a little hang. It looks like, ooh, he's got the medicine ball in there. There we go, working on stability in the core. TRX bands, explosive, sled machine. Yeah, any kind of resistance you can add out of the water to really push your body to the next level. Doing pull-ups, here we go. 2, 3, let's get it. 4, I believe this was from Instagram. 5, come on. 6, 7, 8, come on. 9, these are wide grip. 10, you still got it. 11, come on. Come on, come on, push, push. 12, he still got it. That's awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick breakdown of Michael Phelps' freestyle technique. It is a work of art. If you haven't already checked out some of the other technique videos like his butterfly or other swimmers like Caleb Dressel or Katie Ledecky, make sure you check them out all on our YouTube channel and all of our social media. If you guys haven't already checked out the MySwimPro app, it's available for iOS and Android. And also make sure you check out our MySwimPro Facebook group. First link in the description below. We have thousands of swimmers from over 100 countries who are all in there passionate about getting faster at swimming. So if you're looking to take your swimming to the next level, make sure you're in that group, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments what you think. Until next time, happy swimming.